What is up, man? What is up, guys? We are here. Hello. Welcome. We got Crystal in the house. We got Gamer. What's up, guys? We're here Monday with our stream. Today we're going to be talking about it's not about how you feel during. This is a very, very important stream. Ivan, what is up, dude? Welcome. Welcome, Ivan. Hope you're doing fantastic. I always come unprepared with everything wrong. There we go. Keith, what is up, man? What is up, Keith? Welcome, guys. Welcome. Miller, welcome. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Man, I can't decide if I'm hot or cold today. It is a beautiful day. It's very warm outside, but I'm chilly in here. Hope y'all are well. Thank you for that, Crystal. Appreciate you. Let's see. Let's turn this on. Make that. There we go. Make that a bit brighter. Much better. Much better. How are you guys doing today? How was your weekend, man? How was your weekend? What'd you guys do? What did you guys do? Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Let me go ahead and get some things pulled up on my end. All right, there we go. There we go. Thank you guys, by the way. Thank you for all of the recent love and support over on the TikTok. I appreciate it. We're growing like crazy over there. I didn't think it'd be as popular as it is. Watched a whole lot of WrestleMania. Nice. Nice, nice. I haven't actually watched any wrestling in a very, very long time. I used to be a really big fan back when it was like the Stone Cold days. I don't know how you did it, Wonder Bro. Had a panic attack and I couldn't use the two keys. I was terrified. We're going to talk about that. Don't you worry. We're going to talk about that today. In fact, that is an excellent statement that's going to go hand in hand with what we're talking about today, which is acceptance. It's not about how you feel during. So let's talk about that. A lot of people go into acceptance with the completely wrong attitude, the completely wrong mindset, and we're going to try to address that today. Sat outside for about an hour. Nice, enjoying the weather. Yeah, it's about 70 here, but it's really cold in the house, which is strange. I don't have like any air on or anything. But beautiful day, but really cold in the house. So let's see. I think we've got enough people in here, honestly, to go ahead and get this one started. I don't really think we need to wait around too long. All right, so today, guys, we are going to be talking about acceptance. It's not about how you feel during. Let's go ahead and get this music out of here. Go ahead and toss the stream a like, guys. I would really appreciate it. All right, clear the throat. Let's jump into it. So acceptance, it's not about how you feel during. This one is just probably fundamentally one of the more important aspects of acceptance. Like, I don't know how you could get any more important. Let's go ahead and turn that off. I don't know how you could get any more important than the topic that we're going to be talking about today. It's not about how you feel during. So one of the biggest false beliefs, and this is nothing new. This is not something we've never talked about before. In fact, we talk about this all the time here on the channel. It's just so important. I can't help but to go over it again and again. One of the biggest false beliefs when it comes to acceptance is that acceptance is something that is going to make you feel better in the moment, right? Acceptance is something that is going to make you feel better during that day. Now, I'm not saying that acceptance, those two keys, living your life and not mentally fighting and adding negativity to your thoughts and feelings. I'm not saying that those two keys cannot turn a quote-unquote bad day into a good day. But what I am saying is, if you come into acceptance treating it like a pill, right? If you come into acceptance treating it like a pill, if you come into acceptance with the mindset of here's something that's going to make me feel better, how could you truly be accepting something when you've got expectations? How can you truly be accepting something if you are only trying to accept it in order to make it go away, right? Ask yourself that question. How could you truly have or be practicing, right? Because it is a practice. How could you truly have or be practicing an accepting mindset if the attitude going into it is that you are using this great thing called acceptance in order to make your feelings or thoughts or whatever it may be go away, right? How could you truly be practicing building an accepting mindset if you are trying to use acceptance as some sort of weird device that is going to make your feelings go away, right? That's not acceptance. Think about what the word acceptance really means. The word acceptance means that you accept what is, right? Now, if you walk outside, if you were to walk outside your house right now and look up at the sky and you can see that the sky is blue, right? To fight against that and to yell into the sky and say, no, you're not blue, you're green, I want you to be green, why are you blue? That's just ridiculous, right? If you told anybody that, hey, you should go out and you should try to fight the color of the sky, that's just laughable. That sounds silly. That sounds stupid, right? Because you obviously know that you can't fight what color the sky is. The sky is blue, right? You can't fight the color of the grass, okay? So when you put it that way, it sounds ridiculous. It sounds silly, right? When you tell somebody, hey, you should go outside and you should get really worked up and you should get really negative and worried and angry about the color of the grass. Okay, that's ridiculous. That sounds stupid because it is stupid, right? So it is the same concept with anxiety. If you're trying to use acceptance in order to make something go away, it is the same concept as saying, I'm going outside and I'm going to try to change the color of the grass because I don't like what color the grass is, right? So I'm going to use this thing called acceptance and I'm going to try to change the color of the grass. So you walk outside into your yard and you sit down, you take a look down, you say, oh, the grass is green. Okay, I accept it. I accept it. Now please change to purple. And then you open your eyes. The grass is still green. Oh God, oh God. Okay, I accept it. Please change to purple. Please change to purple. I accept it. I really do. I really accept it. Please change to purple. That's silly. That's ridiculous. That's laughable, right? Nobody would ever try to do that. And the reason that nobody would ever try to do that is because we know logically that you're not going to change the color of the grass, right? And to go outside with this mindset of, okay, I'm going to accept that the grass is green so that it will turn to purple is just probably the dumbest thing you've ever heard, right? So when you come into anxiety, accepting your anxiety symptoms. Now, of course, I'm not saying that acceptance doesn't lead to healing and then the symptoms will reduce and fade and you'll retrain your brain and all that good stuff. I'm not taking that away from you. I'm not saying that that won't happen. I'm just saying that when you go into it, right, when you go into it, you can't go into it with a mindset of, I'm going to use this thing called acceptance in order to make something change when I want it to change, because that's not acceptance at all. If you think about what the term acceptance means, you are accepting that something is the way that it is, right? So you wake up and your anxiety is through the roof. You are practicing an attitude of, okay, this is allowed to be here. Okay, this is not a problem that this is here. Now, you might not believe this new attitude of acceptance, and that's okay. You don't have to believe it, but you must practice it. You don't have to believe it, but you absolutely must practice it. So acceptance is not something you use like a pill. It's not something that you use and then you get really in tune with the way that you feel and you say, okay, why is this not changing the way that I feel? Why is this not quote unquote working? That's not what acceptance is about. It takes a while for the brain to catch up. It takes a while for you to retrain your brain. It takes a while for you to heal your nerves. So coming into acceptance with an attitude of this is something that's like a pill, if I use it correctly, then these thoughts and feelings will go away. No, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for failure. Using acceptance has nothing to do with changing your thoughts and feelings. You're going to experience your intrusive thoughts and you're going to have your feelings. Using acceptance is something that keeps you grounded so that you're not adding a bunch of negativity, you're not adding a bunch of fuel to the fire, you're not adding a bunch of worry, all that stuff that you normally do mentally when you feel these symptoms, these thoughts, and these feelings. Acceptance is not something that directly changes the thoughts and feelings. It is something that changes your attitude towards the thoughts and feelings. Does that make sense? That's a good one. Let's say that again. Acceptance is not something that directly changes the thoughts and feelings, at least not in the moment, right? Healing happens in time. Acceptance is something that changes your attitude towards the thoughts and feelings. It doesn't change the thoughts and feelings. Of course, when you heal and all that good stuff, yada, yada. But in the moment, it is something that changes your attitude towards the thoughts and feelings. It is not something that changes the thoughts and feelings. So the problem is when people come into acceptance with this attitude of acceptance, if I'm doing it right, it'll make me instantly feel better. You are setting yourself up for failure, and you just will not succeed, right? If your mindset is acceptance is something that's going to make me feel instantly better, because the fact of the matter is it doesn't, right? Now, again, I'm not saying you can't turn a bad day around. I'm not saying that you won't feel a little bit better with acceptance. I'm not saying that you can't make quick healing and a quick recovery. But what I am saying is you're not truly accepting something if you are looking and having expectations. If you are looking for the results and having expectations, how could you truly be accepting that something is the way that it is? To accept something for what it is to accept it for what it is without expectations. So again, I'm not trying to take recovery away from you guys. I know that's why you're here. I'm not trying to say that you're not going to heal. I'm not trying to say any of that. But what I am saying is, in the moment, you cannot be looking over your shoulder. In the moment, you cannot be worried about these symptoms because you're still worried about them. That's not acceptance. Acceptance means that you have an attitude of what is here is allowed to be here. Acceptance is what is here is allowed to be here, and I'm going to work with it rather than against it. Acceptance is not what is here is allowed to be here, but I'm going to use acceptance to make it go away. Because then you're just going around in a circle where you're trying to use acceptance, but you're still doing a lot of mental worry about your thoughts and feelings, and then that's not really acceptance. So you start with this idea of I want to accept, but then you go to, okay, I'm accepting, why aren't the thoughts and feelings going away? And now you're back to obsession, and then, okay, I want to accept, and then worry, and then I want to accept, and you just keep going around in circle after circle. So true acceptance, and it is a practice. It's not something you're going to be perfect at. It's not something you're probably even going to believe at first when you start telling yourself these new accepting things. But true acceptance does not involve any sort of expectations. It does not involve any sort of looking over your shoulder. These things will probably still be there, but you can work on them. These things can probably still be there, right? But you can develop and feed your accepting inner voice even over top of these old bad habits, right? Does that make sense? You can develop, and you should develop and feed your new accepting attitude, even though you're probably still going to have a lot of negative bad habits still there. That's okay. They can still be there, but you're catching them and you're working on it. You're catching them and you're working on it. You're catching them and you're working on it. You're catching them and you're working on it, right? So, understand, guys, if you have, or if you still have an attitude that is acceptance is something that's going to take these thoughts and feelings away, and if it doesn't take these thoughts and feelings away, then I'm not doing it, quote unquote, right, that is a horrible attitude to have, and it's a bluff. It's one that's going to make you fall into the rabbit hole time and time again. So we got to get rid of this idea, this false belief that acceptance is something that makes you feel better in the moment. That acceptance is something that you're only doing right if you feel good. No, you're going to feel rough. You're going to feel uncomfortable, and that's what this journey is all about. Feeling rough and feeling uncomfortable, but learning how to deal with it, learning how to be with it and not add mental worry and negativity, right? That's what this journey is all about. So acceptance isn't something you're only doing right if it makes you feel good. That's not what acceptance is about at all. That's not how your brain works. That's not how anxiety works. You're going to feel rough. You're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel quote unquote bad. But acceptance is about accepting that. Acceptance is about saying to yourself, what is here, and there's nothing I can do about it. If I add negativity, and if I add worry, and if I add obsession, that's only going to continue to send the wrong messages to my brain. That's only going to make matters worse. That's only going to send danger signals. I have no choice but to practice this attitude of, you know what is here, and there's nothing I can do about it. And that's okay, because the more I try to do something about it, the more I get myself worked up, and the more I tell my brain that there's a danger when there's not really a danger. Right. So I know, some of you guys who have been here for a while have heard me talk about this topic more times than you probably want to hear, but it's just so important because even people who's been at this for a little while now are probably still guilty in some way or another of trying to use acceptance as a coping method, trying to use acceptance as a compulsion, which means trying to use acceptance in a way that you are looking over your shoulder and hoping that your thoughts and your feelings go away, right? That's if you're trying to use acceptance that way, we are not quite where we want you to be. Acceptance is not something that you come on here and learn in order to feel instantly better. Acceptance is not something that you come in here and learn in order to use it as a coping method. Acceptance is something that you come in here and learn to try to develop a better attitude. That is what acceptance is. Say it with me, guys. Acceptance is something you learn to try to work on your attitude. That's all it is. It's not something that has anything to do with your feelings. It's not something that has anything to do with your thoughts. Acceptance is a skill that leads to healing. But what acceptance really is at its core is something that you learn to do so that you can have a better attitude while you are experiencing these harmless thoughts and these harmless feelings, although I know very intense at times, very uncomfortable. I get it, scary. But acceptance is something that you learn to develop a better attitude. And the attitude leads to that healing, right? The attitude of, hey, this is allowed to be here. You know, the things that you tell yourself, your attitude is made up of the things that you tell yourself. And that's what learning acceptance is all about. I'm going to tell myself a different story. I'm going to develop a better attitude. I'm going to allow these thoughts and feelings to be there to the best of my ability while I continue living my day, while I have the best day that I possibly can have, even though these thoughts and feelings are there. What are the two main keys? Live your life as if you're already healed and have that accepting attitude. Stop fighting with your thoughts and feelings. That is the two main keys. So acceptance is something that you come on here and learn, but what it really is, it's something that you're learning to work on your own negative, as Dr. Claire Weeks called it, second fear attitude. That's what acceptance is. Acceptance is not a pill. Acceptance is not something you come on here to learn to try to use as a coping method. Acceptance is not something you come on here to learn to try to use as a compulsion. Now, I just want to address one more time all the people out there who are probably thinking right now, well, are you telling us that we don't use acceptance to recover and heal? Absolutely not. I know that you're using acceptance to try to recover and heal. I get that, but it's a consequence. It is a consequence of this, okay? So it's not something that you use and then in the moment look for results. It takes time. Okay, so does that make sense? Anyway, guys, you know, I just wanted, every now and then I like doing one of these streams on viewing acceptance the correct way, because you can't expect somebody to use my two keys. You know, live your life as if you're already healed and stop mentally fighting with those thoughts and feelings. Just have that accepting attitude. Practice that accepting attitude. You can't expect somebody to use my two keys if they are viewing acceptance in the wrong way, if they are viewing acceptance as a pill, if they're viewing acceptance as something that takes their feelings away, right? You can't expect someone to use my two keys if they don't even have the right idea of what acceptance is. So that's why every now and then I like to jump on stream and I like to do these streams just about viewing acceptance the correct way, because we really can't get into the work. We really can't get into the details of this work, the two keys, if you don't even have the right idea of acceptance, right? So I hope this stream helps somebody out there. Like I always say, man, the streams are only as good as your willingness to put them into action. Action absolutely must follow these streams, or else these streams won't get you very far. Action must follow these streams, right? Which, what I mean by that is you must put into practice everything that you learn here on the channel. Okay, you guys? So thank you so much for watching today's stream. I really do appreciate it. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Link is in the description if you'd like to support the stream. We're on a 15-day streak. With all that being said, though, we're going to head on over to post-stream and hang out with you guys for a bit. Let me go ahead and get some music going again in here. We'll just transition nice and smoothly right on into the post stream. How's that sound? What is up, everybody? Thank you for all the recent love and support, you guys. We have been gaining subs here recently. We hit a bit of a slow point there for a while, but all the likes that you guys have been throwing to the stream has really been helping us pick up. And yeah, we've got a bunch of new subs in recently, so I appreciate it, guys. And if you are new here, welcome. And if you've been here for a while, welcome to you too. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. What is up, Kate? Thank you so much for the love, all the hearts. I appreciate you. Rich, what is up? Sanchez, Sky, how you doing? Let's see. Why can't I scroll? There we go. Okay. Wonder Bro, I went through an anxiety cycle lasting a year. It happens, man. It happens. Don't put yourself on any time frames. Time frames are irrelevant. I got the no obsessing part down with feelings and emotions. Great. Living my life, I am healed is still tough since the feelings and thoughts still hang around even though I try not to engage. Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter exactly where your weak point is, right, if you're still struggling a little bit to continue living, that's okay. You are learning each and every day. You are growing and you are gaining confidence, which in turn will make it a bit easier to do. But you definitely don't start with confidence, right? You definitely don't start with strength. These things are built. These things are practiced, and you're doing your best, and you are putting in the work. You're putting in the effort to use those 2 keys. What are the 2 keys? Live your life as if you're already healed and stop mentally fighting with those thoughts and feelings. If you are giving me that effort, that is all I ask for. All I ask for is for you to give me that effort. I do not ask for perfection, because you don't need perfection, right? Rich, welcome to the stream, dude. Hope you're doing fantastic, man. Welcome. We did while I was mid-rant have a $20 tip. Thank you so much, dude. Come in from Nathan. Show Nathan some love in the chat. You guys, we're on a 15-day streak. Thank you so much. 15 days. That is awesome. Nathan, dude, thank you so much for the $20 tip. Show him some love in the chat. Drop some purple hearts. Appreciate it, man. Let me get you up on the tipper board. Give you some credit, some well-deserved credit here. Here we go. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Is it Sky's birthday today? Is it Sky's birthday? Sky, happy birthday, dude. That is awesome. Happy birthday. Let's see. Any advice for the constant thinking? I know it's a symptom of anxiety. Intrusive thoughts, yeah, symptom of anxiety and a tired mind. But I just accept that I can't stop thinking, or do I try and stop myself from thinking? Well, it depends on your definition of thinking. There is 2 things going on here, right? There's thinking, and then there's intrusive thoughts. If you get an intrusive thought and you start debating with that mentally and adding a bunch of negativity and worry, that is on you. That is something that you are doing out of choice. You need to replace that with the accepting inner voice instead of trying to debate, argue, and fight with these intrusive thoughts. You cannot stop intrusive thoughts, but you absolutely can stop the argument that you give them, the power that you give them through worry and obsession and fighting and all of that good stuff. So yeah, thoughts are allowed to be on your mind. You can't control thoughts that are on your mind, but you can control whether or not you are fighting with them. You can control whether or not you are fighting with them, right? So, thinking is not necessarily a symptom of anxiety. Intrusive thoughts are a symptom of anxiety, but all of that extra fighting with it and arguing with it and obsessing about it, that is an on you thing. That is a habit. That is what we call worry. That is a choice. So yeah, you can't control intrusive thoughts, but you can control what you tell yourself about them. The same with your feelings. You can't control feelings, but you can control what you tell yourself about them. Wonder, bro, I feel like I got a bit resensitized after all the storms came near us on Friday. Do you think that's normal? That'd be normal for anybody, dude. Anybody's nerves can be on edge, right? And I'm sure if you just went through all those storms, I'd say your nerves are a little bit on edge. It might be a bit different for you because you were recently, you've been working on recovery and stuff, feeling pretty good, but your nerves might still be a bit fragile. So for you, it might be a bit tougher than the average person. But no doubt, anybody who had been through those storms in one way or another is probably going to be affected. Their nerves are probably going to be a little bit on edge, right? So just roll with the advice, right? Roll with the advice. There's nothing to overthink. There's no different way that you need to approach this. It's the same thing, whether you're dealing with something real that has stressed you out or something totally imaginary. We still don't want to fight with it, argue with it, worry about it. We want to accept the thoughts and feelings and not put any extra stress on the nerves with negativity, right? With negativity and obsession, all that good stuff. Let's see. We got Elliot in the building. What's up, Elliot? Elliot in the house. What's up, dude? What is up? What is up? Prolonged worry. You helped me heal a few years back. A few years ago, I got a panic attack a few days ago out of nowhere. Instinctively went to the old techniques, was sensitized for a day or two, rewatched your do nothing video. It happens, dude. It happens. Even after I made the channel, if you go back far enough, you can probably dig it up and find it. I made a video like 2, 3, 4 months into the channel where I was like, guys, I had a bit of a panic episode, and it was no big deal. You know, I shrugged it off. I just used what I know to use, and it was no big deal. Didn't turn it into any sort of a big deal with my attitude, right? With my negative thinking. So yeah, it does happen, and it doesn't have to be a big deal. It sounds like you did the right thing, and that's all that matters. Crystal, hey, Crystal, thank you so much for the $5 tip. Says, let that shit burn. Absolutely, let that shit burn. You got to have an attitude of acceptance, which means this is allowed to be here. This is allowed to burn. This is allowed to burn up. Thank you so much, Crystal, for the $5 tip. Show her some love in the chat. Let's get her name up on the tipper board. If you want to be up on the board, links in the description. Crystal, thank you so much for the $5 tip. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the streams. Don't know what I'd do. I say it all the time. Don't know what I would do without you guys. Thank you so much. Good to be here on a Monday stream. So prolonged worry causes tired nerves. Yes, worry to the brain equals danger. Worry to the brain equals danger. So if you get an intrusive thought and you start worrying about the intrusive thought, worry to the brain equals danger. If you get a feeling and you start doing a bunch of worry about the feeling, worry to the brain equals danger. It doesn't know the difference between a real danger and your prolonged worry. So we want to do as little prolonged worry as possible, and you can only do that with the accepting attitude, not getting up into your head, fighting with these thoughts and feelings, right? You can get away with a little bit of worry, but we want to try to cut back that prolonged worry as much as possible. Worry is second fear. It's the same thing. Dr. Claire Weeks' famous term, second fear, that is worry. It is your attitude. It's the things that you tell yourself about your thoughts and feelings instead of just accepting them and living your life, right? Not giving these things power. Takes practice, takes time. Wonder Bro, after feeling that I made some progress, I feel like my physical symptoms doesn't want to shift. Don't try to make them shift. Restless legs, fatigue, etc. What do you think? Don't try to make them shift, right? Acceptance is all about what is here, and there's nothing I can do about it, because it's true. There's nothing you can do about the symptoms that are currently present, and if you try to do something about them mentally, you're wasting your time, right? It's like trying to go out and move a mountain with your mind. It's not going to happen. It is very, if you told someone, hey, go out and try to move a mountain with your mind, they would say that is silly, that is stupid. It's the same concept as trying to change your physical symptoms by fighting with them and worrying about them. It's just not going to happen, right? Miguel, it's just not going to happen. And not only is it not going to happen, you're just going to make matters worse, and that's what second fear is, trying to fight with your thoughts and feelings. Miguel, thank you so much for the $5 tip. Dude, we are almost at tip goal already, guys. You guys are killing it today. Thank you, guys. Nathan, Miguel, and Crystal, you guys are awesome. You are the MVPs for today. Thank you so much. Let's get you up on the tipper board. I appreciate you, dude. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's see, what does that put us at? Did I update it? I think no, I didn't update it. 30, yeah, we're only 20 away from tip goal. Thank you guys so much, man. You're killing it today. I haven't had an anxiety disorder for some years, but I still get symptoms of it when driving. I feel no fear or anxiety, but a lot of time is when I'm driving, my body starts giving me weird symptoms. So if you're feeling no extra added fear towards those symptoms, then you're right on track with acceptance, right? And you said I haven't had an anxiety disorder for some years. So it sounds like you're right on track. That doesn't mean there isn't some loose ends to tie up. You can recover and still have specific fears, right? And we want to apply the same advice to those. So my advice to you would be, and it sounds like that's what you're already doing, is facing and accepting, right? So you can heal your nerves and you can have a solid nervous system and still have some loose ends and still have some particular or specific things that scare you, right? Rick, you guys are killing it today. Rick, thank you so much for the $10 tip. Let's get you up on the tipper board. I appreciate you, dude. That's what we're going to start calling it, guys. Let's get into a habit of that. We're going to start calling it the tipper board. Thank you so much, dude. We are only 10 away from tip goal, guys. 10 away. What an awesome Monday stream. You guys are absolutely killing it, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Rick and Miguel and Crystal and Nathan. You guys are the MVPs for today, man. I appreciate you. Show them some love in the chat. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for the love and support. I appreciate you. Mwah, mwah, beautiful people. Last time I played my Xbox, I felt distance from being distracted for so long, which led to fear. But I'm going tonight to play my Xbox again to show the brain it's safe, uncomfortable but safe. It's uncomfortable but safe. I think you really nailed it with that line, Lewis. Uncomfortable but safe. Yes, it's uncomfortable, and yes, it's scary and it can be intense, but it's safe, right? So there's only two ways you can go about it. What is currently there is there. Whether you want to fight against it or not, it's there. Okay, so we start out with realizing there's nothing you can do about it. And that sounds depressing. It sounds worrisome, but it's actually liberating to realize that, hey, what is there, and to fight against it is absolutely pointless. So I'm just going to play the Xbox in your example that you gave. I'm just going to play the Xbox anyway, because what is there is uncomfortable, but it's safe. And to fight against it is not only pointless, but it leads to continued quote-unquote anxiety disorder, right? Wonder Bro, my work involves working at a retirement center, helping seniors, which often people die and gives me anxiety. Should I quit? No, I can't tell you to quit your job. I can't tell you to quit your job. Do I think you should quit your job? There we go. For some reason, that was difficult difficult to say. Do I think you should quit your job? Absolutely not, but that is your choice. I'm not going to make that choice for you. You can quit if you want to quit. Don't quit if you don't want to quit. But do I think you should work on acceptance and everything that we talk about here on the channel? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can only change your life so much for anxiety. And should you really be changing your life for anxiety? I don't know. I don't think so. But that's going to be your choice. What I can say is that you should absolutely start to learn and practice everything that we talk about here on the channel with acceptance. That's what I can say without a doubt. Can you do another stream on sensitization bluffs you into overreacting to things and thoughts? We try to do a stream along those lines every now and then. I don't go too long without doing a stream on the bluff. Just type in vacate fear, the real you. You'll find a bunch of good streams on how sensitization is a bluff state. It is a lie. Is there a difference between sensitization and hyperstimulation? No, I'm surprised I said those words so flawlessly. Absolutely not. Welcome, bro. Just stop engaging no matter how extreme the urge is. I dealt with literally 90% of anxiety in my brain, and just give up the fight. Let the thoughts go. Let it burn out. Let it burn. And it's not going to be a comfortable burn, and that's really what today's stream is all about. It's not going to be a comfortable burn, but it's a good burn, because as those thoughts and feelings are burning and you feel it, but you're not fighting with it, you're not adding negativity, you can rest assured that your brain is learning. It might not learn as quickly as you'd want it to, but it is learning. So it's a good burn, and that's the attitude you need to have. This is a good burn. Right? You got to practice that attitude. It's not just going to fall into your lap. You have to practice it. What's up, man? We got Chad in the house. I must have missed you, dude. What's up, Chad? Are you new here, dude? Welcome, man. Welcome. Yo, everyone, love the Discord notification messages. It gets me through the day. The announcements, yeah, I tried to do daily announcements over there. Speaking of the Discord, let me drop a link. I don't know if it'll work. People say that my links don't work. Maybe we can get a mod in here to do it, but I'm going to try to drop a Discord link for you guys. If you want to join us over there. I misspelt it the second time, but hopefully it'll still work. I don't know. There it is. Okay. There it is. All right, guys, give me just a second. We will be right back, and we're going to finish this stream strong. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. We are only 10 away from typical. It has been a great Monday stream. I will be right back. If somebody sees Maddie in the chat, tell her I took this break just for her. All right, guys, we are back. brain learns. In the beginning of my journey, I had a lot of intrusive thoughts. I started letting them in and let them burn out, and they don't bother me anymore. Absolutely, dude. It's all about letting it burn at the end of the day. It's all about letting it burn. And Gamer in the chat, dude, if you are, okay, if you are, let's see if I can put this in an easy to understand way. If you are having intrusive thoughts about questioning reality, but then you add more questions to that and you fight with that thought, oh God, what if that thought is real? Or maybe I should get on Google and research that thought, or maybe I should get reassurance for that thought. If you are replying to these intrusive thoughts about questioning reality with more questioning and more fighting and more arguing and more obsessing, that's got to go, right? But you can't control what pops into your brain. You can't control what pops into your brain. You just got to let it burn. You got to let it burn. But if you add a bunch of negativity to that, if you become very negative about what's on your mind, that's a good way to put it. If you become very negative about what's on your mind, then that's got to go. That's got to go. I have to reset my phone and can't go back to Discord. Can you give link again? Let me drop another link in the chat for you guys. For anyone who wants to join us on the Discord, there's the link right there. Oh, Maddie is here. What is up, Maddie? Thankfully, no Googling. I just sit in my crisis. Yeah, I mean, like I said, as long as you're not adding negativity to it, if you're adding a bunch of negativity to it, we call that second fear. If you're adding a bunch of negativity and questioning and arguing and fighting and obsessing to it, we call that second fear. You can't control what thoughts pop up into your brain, just like you can't control what feelings come over your body, but you can control what you tell yourself about them. And if what you tell yourself about them is rooted in negativity and resistance, it absolutely must change. If a question/thought keeps picking at you, and even if it feels like your brain is still trying to figure it out, like you can't shut it off, yes, a sticky intrusive thought, basically, just let it do whatever, right? Let it do whatever. But I like what you said, just don't engage. And what he means by don't engage is don't try to figure it out, don't try to fight with it, don't try to argue with it, don't obsess over it, don't get really negative about it. That's the simplest way to put it. Don't get really negative about it. You have to change that has to change. That is a crucial. That's not just a pointer. That's not just a tip. That is one of the two keys. Stop fighting with your thoughts and feelings. So that has to change, right? So, you know, you can't control, again, you can't control what thoughts pop in your brain. You can't control what feelings hit you in your body, but you can control what you tell yourself about them. And really, you should just go that neutral, accepting route, just a short, sweet reminder to let it burn, right? Did you guys deal with existential stuff too? I think everybody at some point has. I know I did. I think most people here has. I used to have that issue. Questioning the nature of reality or any information that challenges the nature of reality used to fascinate me, then cause anxiety. Now it fascinates me again. Kind of like my example I gave on stream the other day about how I had that crippling fear and intrusive thoughts about going crazy, and nowadays I can watch shit like that on YouTube or whatever, documentaries, and you know, it doesn't bother me. I just find the whole topic of that fascinating, like horror movies and stuff. Yeah, I've been getting better at shutting down the worry. Yeah, so you can't stop your thoughts, you can't stop your feelings, but you can absolutely stop yourself from adding a bunch of negativity and obsession to them, right? You replace that with the accepting attitude. Like I said, a short, sweet statement is usually best. Hey, just let this burn. Is it going to make you feel any better? No, not in that moment. That's not the point. The point is stay out of it, right? Maddie! Hey! Maddie, thank you so much for the $10 tip. You guys know what that means. That means tip goal, says purple. We know you love the purple, Maddie. Maddie, thank you so much for the love and support. I really do appreciate you. Thank you guys. That takes us to a 16-day streak, man. If it wasn't for you guys and supporting the stream, I don't know what I'd do. Thank you so much for all the love and all the support. Let's read out those beautiful people's names one more time. We got Nathan, we got Crystal, we got Miguel, we got Maddie, and we got Rick. I said Crystal, yeah. Crystal, thank you guys so much for the love and the support and the positivity, man. Just thank you. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you for the support. You have no idea. Don't think you're a rare case or you're the only one, bro. Yeah, definitely not. There's special case syndrome where people think they're a special case, but nobody is a special case. It's not real. You are not a special case. DPDR is no joke. When you feel like you're in a video game, yeah, you don't know how scary that is. But guess what? You got to do no engagement, because at the end of the day, it might be intense or it might be scary, but it's not harmful. And if you engage with a bunch of negativity, you're only going to make it worse. Is fear of second fear, third fear? There's technically, I've never heard the term third fear. Is fear of second fear third fear? I guess that's one way you could put it. So fear of adding second fear is basically you being afraid of your own habits, and you can change your habits. So why be afraid of your own habits? They are in your control. They are in your hands. They are your responsibility. So don't be afraid of adding second fear. That is something that you can work on. That's why you're here on the channel, so that you can work on it and practice it. So you don't need to be afraid of that. You just need to put in the practice, and you'll get there, just like anything else in your life that you've ever practiced or become good at. It takes time, right? I was watching a show that started talking about a mental illness, and then my brain immediately started trying to mimic the symptoms of the illness described. My brain is mush right now. Yeah, so honestly, dude, I know it sounds like it's too simple or too good to be true, but non-engagement, aka just letting it burn, not getting involved with those thoughts and feelings, is the only logical, rational way to go. Because anytime you get involved, you're just telling your brain that it's important. Anytime that you get involved, you're just telling your brain, oh my God, there's a danger here. Anytime you get negative is a good way to put it. Anytime, a simple way to put it, anytime you get negative, you are just sending messages of threat, right? Meat, what is up, dude? Gorilla, I love how you come in here and say gorilla. I've never understood it, but I accept it. This is the second time I've been through DPDR. First time was back in 2015. For some reason, I handle it way better back then opposed to now, even though I know what it is. Habits, dude. It's all about your habits, your attitude, your mentality. The fear of second fear would be fourth fear. Yes, absolutely, Donkey. And the fear of second and third fear and fourth fear would be fifth fear. And then the fear of second fear, of third fear, of fourth fear, of fifth fear would be sixth fear. And you definitely don't want to go into sixth fear, because sixth fear leads to seventh fear. And my God, if you end up in seventh fear, you might go to eighth fear. And then ninth fear is horrible. 10th fear, you're done. You're done, right? You're absolutely done. Avoid anything that would trigger you or cause your brain to go down a rabbit hole. Stay away from that, at least for now. Focus on things that will help you, positive things. So in a sense, I agree with you, but don't do it in such a fashion that you are avoiding things in life that you shouldn't be avoiding, right? But it's not going to hurt if you stay away from something that's going to stress you out. You get what I'm saying, right? Can't verify Discord security code. I don't know, man. I don't know. No, I know the only way out. Just going through a slip up. I've been plenty of progress to know I'll make it out of this. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. It's okay to have ups and downs. It's okay to have ups and downs. I don't know why you can't verify your Discord security code. That is interesting. That is interesting. Thanks. I say it in real life all the time too. Okay, I never questioned it. I just know that every time you pop into a stream, you say the word gorilla. For a while there, I thought you were comparing me to a gorilla, but I was going to be like, hey, you know, I guess that's not so bad. Sounds like layers of hell. Hi, happy to be here when you are live. What is up, Kristen? Hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome to the stream. Allergies, dude, allergies. I know you guys get sick of hearing and watching me itch my nose, but I can't help it. It's that time of year, dude. It is that time of year. We do this every year. We go through this every year. So you'll just have to forgive me. Hopefully, I always have this fear that there's going to be like a bunch of snot coming out of my nose when I'm itching it or something. That's not happened yet, or at least I don't think so. No, I'm not calling you a gorilla. I mean, I wasn't sure, but, you know, I just kind of accepted it like, hey, you know, okay, it's not so bad, I guess. Gorillas are cool. Gorillas are cool. I like gorillas, so I'll take it. I'll take it. That's the only explanation I could come up to with for the reason as to why you would always say gorilla every time you popped in here. Hey, look at that gorilla. But I'm glad to know that is just your standard greeting. That is very unique and interesting. I've never heard anyone use the term gorilla in place of the word hi or hello. But hey, that's what makes you special and unique. And don't let anybody tell you that you are not special and unique, because you are very special and very unique. So anyway, guys, you're not alone. Allergies are fears here too. Yeah, it is that time of year, and it's very annoying. And by the end of the streams, my nose always looks like Rudolph. It's bright red. You can already kind of tell. The triggers are good though, because I need my brain to learn. I need to sit through this shit. Absolutely. Like I said, you should not be avoiding things, right, in order to try to escape anxiety. But it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt for you to say, okay, maybe today I'm not going to watch a documentary on this and, you know, whatever, right? If you're feeling particularly sensitized, of course, I would never recommend that anyone avoid. And obviously, you don't have to take my advice on that. You can watch whatever you want to watch. But my point is, yes, you should not avoid things to try to get around or get rid of anxiety. But at the same time, it's not going to hurt your recovery if you say, okay, today I'm probably not going to watch the news, for example, because the news is very stressful and I don't get anything out of it. So I hope you get what I'm trying to say there. I know it can be a bit confusing. When everything is a trigger, you're about to make a really good point. When everything is a trigger, you have no choice but to sit through it and allow the brain to learn. Yes, absolutely. Like I said, you can do whatever you want to do. As long as you're using that advice, it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as too much. Anxiety is not going to harm you or kill you in any way, shape, or fashion, be it mentally or physically, no matter what you do, right? No matter what you do. So you can do whatever the hell you want to do. As long as you're using that advice, you're going to make progress. It doesn't matter. Acceptance, let it burn, baby, let it burn. Exactly. Avoid avoidance, but it doesn't help watching things like that for now. Don't do that to yourself. That's like purposely giving yourself second fear, knowing no recovery is going to come from that. Sanchez, thank you so much. Before I read that, I want to address this comment. So basically they're saying don't purposely put yourself through like watching something that's going to trigger you or whatever. It can go either way. I'm on the fence about this one. It doesn't really matter to me. As long as said person is using that advice, they're going to make progress, right? There's no such thing as too much. Like I said, when it comes to anxiety, it can't harm or kill you, whether you fight with it or not. If you're using the advice, you can do whatever you want to do. If you're not using the advice, you probably shouldn't put yourself through things that you can't handle because you know you're just going to add a bunch of second fear. So that's where I stand on that topic. That's just my opinion. Sanchez, thank you so much for the 19, dude. I did not expect that. Thank you so much for the 19. I already know what that means. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. Mr. 69er in the house. Thank you for the 69 on the tip goal. That used to be something we would do all the time, so I was not expecting that. Sanchez, thank you for the 19. Says it's been due. Yes, there you go. It's been due. 69. Love you, brother. Love you, Sanchez. Thank you so much, dude, for the 69, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Kristen says, be the observer. Absolutely. Sanchez, thank you one last time, dude. I really appreciate it. Let's read our tipper's name again, guys. So we got Maddie, we got Nathan, we got Rick, we got Sanchez, we got Miguel, and we got Crystal. Show them some love in the chat. Purple hearts is where it's at. If you're new here, we always drop purple hearts in the chat to show love and gratitude to our tippers. They help keep the show on the road. What would we do without them? I don't know, man. I don't know what we would do. But they are the reason that we can be here and do this as often as we do. So thank you guys so much. I couldn't handle it, so that's definitely my opinion, but Wonder Bro is right. No, I get what you're saying. And I also agree with what Kate is saying, which is usually you don't have to go out looking for triggers. They will come to you on their own. Yeah, if you're sensitized, man, fucking allergies. If you're sensitized, you usually do not have to go out looking for triggers. They will come to you. But yeah, if you're going to use the advice, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. As long as you're using that advice, your brain is learning. If you're not using the advice, and if you're in a place where you know you can't or that you shouldn't put yourself through extra, we'll call them extra triggers because you're not using the advice. If you're really honest with yourself and you can say, hey, I'm not using the advice, then you might as well not put yourself through extra triggers right now, at least until you start using that advice, right? I left a good comment up there somewhere. Let me see if I can find it, Elliot. I see the hand emojis. The negativity was holding me back. I've been going super hard on the acceptance the past while. Let me say I've seen more results than I've had in years. I love it, dude. I feel almost healed, just some loose ends tie up, but this shit works. Elliot, that is awesome, man. It's crazy what just living your life as if you're already healed and no longer mentally fighting with those thoughts and feelings, right? It's crazy what that can do for you. That can absolutely heal you. Maybe not as quickly as you'd like it to, but it can, right? That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I don't know how I missed that, but I'm glad you pointed it out. Thank you for that positivity, Elliot. I appreciate it, dude. Just know if you feel the burning, you're on the right track. If you're feeling the burn and allowing the burn, which means you're not trying to fight with the burn or obsess or add a bunch of negativity, aka second fear, then absolutely. If you're feeling that burn, your brain is learning. Two main keys: work, guys, and recovery is possible. I'm living life every day. I love it, Sanchez. Thank you for the positivity, dude. A lot of positive comments today, guys. I really appreciate it. It's a good day here on stream. Does anyone deal with internal shivers? I'm pretty sure you are going to find somebody in this chat, right? Somebody in this chat who has felt the way that you're feeling or are currently feeling right now. Nobody is a special case. Rest assured that you are not alone here on this channel. Just about every single person in this chat can agree and relate to one another. So absolutely, Northern Girl, absolutely. Hi, everyone. What is up, Stilettos? Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. All right, I think we're caught up on comments, man. I think we're caught up. Be cool with the burn. Be as cool as you can be with the burn. That's an even better way to put it, right? Because it does take practice to build that accepting attitude. So for right now, we will accept being as cool as you can be with that burn, trying to practice that attitude of acceptance. I love it. I love it. At first in recovery, I was like all gung-ho, would create triggers on purpose, but then for me personally, I felt by trying to recreate them, I was still giving them too much importance. Yeah, I mean, I agree with your comments about they'll come to you, right? I mean, just as you're living throughout your everyday life, they're going to come to you anyway, so it's kind of like, just do things you would normally do, live your normal life. That's a part of living as if you're already healed, and you'll get plenty of exposure opportunities no matter what you do, right? I mean, you're in a sensitized state, so you're going to get plenty of exposure practice opportunities no matter what you do. And for a lot of people in the sensitized state, that's there pretty much all the time. They're dealing with some level of anxiety, so there's always practice opportunities, opportunities. I don't have a choice but to have a good day. I like it. I do like the attitude. I like the attitude of, you know what, I don't have a choice but to turn this day into a good day whether these symptoms are there or not, because what would be the sense in fighting with them and arguing with them and developing a victim mentality when they're already there? So I might as well have a good day with these symptoms there, with these thoughts there, because they're already there. So it's only logical that I accept them, right? There's a lot of logic behind acceptance when you look at it that way. It only makes sense to practice acceptance, because fighting with what is already there does nothing but make it worse and make you worse in the long run, right? So it only makes sense. Acceptance is your only logical option. Not only does it lead to recovery and healing, but it's only logical. It's the only logical choice that is there, right? But a lot of excellent comments today, a lot of positive comments, a lot of good comments in the stream today, guys. Thank you for being here so much for the Monday stream. I really appreciate it. Yeah, real talk. Every day I wake up in the AM, I feel such intense burn, but I remind myself I always make it every day. You always do. Nothing ever happens. Now with the 2 keys, I finally make a real push to get out of this fog. It's going to be there either way. You might as well grow through it instead of suffering through it, right? We can only save ourselves. That's right, Stilettos. I love it, dude. I absolutely agree with that. Again, thank you guys so much for all the love and support on today's stream. Make sure you leave a like. It's really appreciated. It has been helping us grow. We've been gaining subs. We got out of that little slow phase that we were in, and I really think it's mostly in part to you guys leaving the likes on the stream. We've been having a ton more likes on the stream, and it really does help us grow. So I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you leave that like, and thank you for your videos. Thank you for watching, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. I love you guys. I love you guys, man. But yeah, we're at the end of this one, guys. I hope I answered everyone's questions today. If you're interested in coaching with me, reach out on any of the social media, DM me, I'm here. But other than that, man, good stream. Awesome stream. Work on your attitudes today. Acceptance. Do not treat it like a pill. Treat it like an attitude adjustment. All right. It's going to come down to what you tell yourself while you continue living your life. The 2 keys. Don't look for instant results. Do it just to work on your attitude. All right. That was the main point of today's stream. Thank you so much again, one more time, for being here. I love you guys. You are awesome. You are fucking amazing. And I hope you have a kick-ass, great rest of your day. Until next time, as always, right there. Stay awesome.